Good afternoon, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Lunch Break is sponsored by our friends at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral. This afternoon, we'll tell you about Trulieve joining a list of medical marijuana dispensaries suing over the limitations of state laws, a study linking financial loss with dying, and more. Today is Wednesday, April 4th, and this is the Lunch Break. Trulieve, Florida's largest medical marijuana business, is asking a Tallahassee judge to strike down a state law that limits the number of dispensaries marijuana companies can operate, saying the restriction arbitrarily impairs product availability and safety and unfairly penalizes providers. Gadsden County-based Trulieve is challenging the 25 dispensary limit established by state lawmakers last year, arguing the cap is too fewer than the company had applied for before the limit went into effect. The company alleges the limit on dispensaries is intended in part to temporarily suppress competition among medical marijuana treatment centers. The cap on dispensaries was included in a law passed during a special session last year, intended to implement a constitutional amendment that broadly legalized medical marijuana in Florida. The company now wants a judge to make Trulieve exempt from the 2017 restrictions, saying the right to compete statewide without restriction was an essential part of their business plan and a significant incentive to enter the novel business. They've also said that the arbitrary dispensary caps limit patient access. Trulieve received its first permit after the passage of a 2014 law allowing non-euphoric cannabis treatment for children with severe epilepsy. But because of the cap, the company is unable to proceed with its plan to add 25 dispensaries to the 27 locations already opened and in the permitting stages. They join a list of unhappy pot proponents. In a weekly update released March 30th, the Office of Medical Marijuana Use noted that the Department of Health is currently facing 8 marijuana-related lawsuits. A plan to consolidate the 17 independent fire departments in Lee County hit another snag after the County Commission voted to send the proposal back to the area's legislative delegation on Tuesday. The measure has been championed by local state representative Matt Caldwell, who made placing a straw poll on the November ballot part of the Lee County legislative delegation's priorities for the recently completed session. However, the county said the legislative delegation was unable to place the straw poll on the ballot during the session because they actually lacked the power to do so, which is why they made the request to the County Commission. This was Caldwell's last session as a representative due to term limits, and he said back in October that he wanted to hear from the residents of Lee County on the issue before his time in office was over. The move would have placed a straw poll on the November ballot, which would not technically have been binding like the vote on a constitutional amendment, but would have given an indication of interest in reducing the patchwork of fire districts that currently service the county into one unified organization. Consolidation of fire districts that are not tied to cities has been an ongoing trend in the state. Lee County has 5 municipalities but 17 different fire districts, as where Collier County has 3 municipalities but only 4 fire districts. Stress, as we already know, is not great for our health, and struggling to make ends meet because of hard times also doesn't help. Now, a new study backs that up by suggesting a big financial loss may shorten your life. Middle-aged Americans who experienced a sudden large economic blow were more likely to die during the following years than those who didn't. The heightened danger of death after a devastating loss, which researchers called a wealth shock, crossed socioeconomic lines, affecting people no matter how much money they had to start with. The analysis of nearly 9,000 people's experiences underscores well-known connections between money and well-being, with prior studies linking lower incomes and rising income inequality with more chronic disease and shorter life expectancy. Overall, wealth shock was tied with a 50% greater risk of dying, although the study couldn't prove a cause and effect connection. Researchers analyzed 2 decades of data from the Health and Retirement Study, which checks in every other year with a group of people in their 50s and 60s and keeps track of who dies. About 1 in 4 people in the study had a wealth shock, which researchers defined as a loss of 75% or more in net worth over 2 years. The average loss was about $100,000. The findings come at a time when U.S. life expectancy has dropped for 2 straight years, and researchers are warning that policymakers should be paying attention. And that was the lunch break for today. I'm Bri Walling. For your twice daily news fix, head over to the Naples Herald YouTube channel and subscribe. Leave us a comment to let us know your thoughts on the news or what you would like to hear about. The lunch break airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. right here at naplesherald.com. And don't forget to check out our morning report that also airs Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.